sir.
Hi.
And may I ask who you are?
I am Jeff Cornelius. I'm one of the founders of Cosmic Wombat Games.
Cosmic Wombat, eh?
Yes.
So what does Cosmic Wombat do?
So we're a brand new game publishing company, and we're looking to try to make a difference in the board game industry. We're here at Gamex debuting our first game, which is called Stones of Fate.
Stones of Fate? Well, what's that about?
Stones of Fate is an area control, memory, and strategy game. It has a lot of elements of placing stones out into a spread of cards next to certain symbols on the cards, and you try to win the cards that tell your fortune.
Really?
Yeah, it's based on a tarot deck. So we have a tarot deck of cards. It's beautifully illustrated by a renowned tarot artist named Ciro Marchetti, and people here are really responding well to it.
Well, that's good. Well, you said responding well. Why?
I think it's partially because the game plays really quickly. It moves along quickly, and there's a lot of strategy and tactics. There's a lot of interaction with your fellow players. We've had about 10 sessions of Stones of Fate with about 2 to 3 games per session.
Well, I understand you're on a Kickstarter also?
Yes, we did just launch our Kickstarter on Friday as part of our debut at Gamex. And on Saturday we had a big Kickstarter launch party. We had probably about 70 to 80 people show up. It was a great time. We served some food and had a tournament and some raffles, and we just had a good time.
All right. Well, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'd just like to say that if you support what we're doing and you'd like to see Cosmic Wombat Games and Stones of Fate succeed, please go to www.kickstarter.com, search Stones of Fate, and consider showing us your support by pledging, and then share the project with others. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Hello, and who are you, sir?
Hi, I'm Luke Laurie. I'm the designer of Stones of Fate.
Stones of Fate? Well, that sounds new. Did that just come out?
Yeah, it's a game that I've been working on for about 1.5 years now, and it just hit Kickstarter. And we're really excited. We're approaching 100 backers on Kickstarter, just having started this weekend.
Well, what's your goal?
Our goal is 19,000, and we're looking at doing a Kickstarter that's big enough that we're going to be able to get the game out there, hopefully get it into stores with a pretty good sized print run.
19. Okay, well, that sounds pretty good because, well, it just started, and how is that going? Are you chugging along, or?
It's going pretty well. We have a lot of folks here at the convention at Strategicon who've played the game and enjoyed it, and then we run another session, and then they come back again because they want to keep playing the game every opportunity they can get, because it's not out in stores and we haven't finished the Kickstarter, so it's not in their hands yet, and they're desperate to play. We had a great party last night with a really good turnout for our Kickstarter launch, and we had a fantastic tournament and gave out a lot of prizes and rewards, and it was really exciting to see how much people are receiving the game really well.
Well, you mentioned the game. How is it played?
Well, Stones of Fate is based on tarot cards, but rather than the tarot cards just being randomly determined and flipped to determine someone's fate, instead it's played like a competitive card game, board game, with 2 to 4 players sitting around the table, and you have a spread of cards laid face down. 6 cards in a 2-player game, and 9 cards in a 3x3 spread if your game is for 3 or 4 players. Players then take 5 stones that they have of a unique color, and they take turns placing the stones next to the cards, peeking at the cards to know what they are and plan their strategy, and then flipping their cards at the right time in order to win the cards and activate abilities. As the game goes on, players acquire the cards into what's called their collection, a group of cards that remains face up in front of them that determines their score.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting. You mentioned last night that when they play, you want certain cards, but you want to give opponents certain cards?
Some cards are negative, and some cards will have special abilities that could benefit or harm the player. So, for example, there may be a card that when you flip it over, it's a negative card, but it allows you to give it away. In other words, it essentially becomes like an attack card. Other cards are negative, but if you have stones adjacent to the zones on the cards that will win them, that card will go into your own collection and lower your score.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like a very interesting game.
Thank you.
We wish you well on your Kickstarter. Hope you get it. Anything else you'd like to add to this?
I just want to say thanks to Strategicon for being a venue for people who are developing games and designing games. And we have a place where we can bring them and into this just wonderful community. There's so many things going on here that I find myself just walking around with 10 things I want to do at a given time. We had the same weekend, we had the game Ars Victor, was all over the place, fantastic, short war game. We had the Artemis Bridge simulator that we got to try out, and it was like being in a Star Trek movie. Did that a few times. All these classic board games. We really love to come to Strategicon, and we'd be coming whether we had games or not, but we're excited to bring them here because there's such a receptive audience to new games and new ideas, and they help us make the games better with their ideas and their thoughts and their contributions.
Well said.
Thank you.
Oh, I thank you too, and thank you for coming by and stopping by and talking with us.
I really appreciate it.
Okay.